Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Well, the chaos of the second sweet potato Hitler administration continues. But at least the shit show is a consistent shit show, says everyone who has defaced the flag with a picture of a rapist.
She would not be my first choice, that I can tell you.
Listen, this is a quick list since last week. He imposed tariffs on almost every country in the world. Except for his besties.
Ding.
And the market dropped in total over 3 days around 7,000 points. Trillions in retirement gone. So I guess it looks like none of us under 70 are going to get a shot at a Walmart greeter job for at least a decade. So he screwed the market and the economy. Trillions lost. New tariffs take place on Thursday. That's right, even more, including a 50% tariff on China. Thank God I have those George Soros protest checks keeping me in glitter and pronouns.
Perhaps I'd be dating her.
He wants to bring jobs back to America, you know, like Biden did. See, Biden-Harris brought back 700,000 manufacturing jobs. Also, remember this, Biden signed the CHIPS Act, which was to bring high-tech, high-paying jobs back to the U.S. Trump wants to kill that and bring these other jobs back. So when all those Trump manufacturing jobs come back to the U.S., our poorly educated can make Nikes and sew underpants for $2 an hour. Winning!
Please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore.
Then after Trump imposed the Alien Enemies Act from 1798, providing that the president may, after a public proclamation, apprehend, restrain, and remove citizens of a foreign country. You know, foreign that are engaged in a declared war or invasion. Wait, we declared an invasion? We're at war with Mexico? What? No one said that. I'm not even at war with Chipotle. They've hurt me badly. So no declared war, but we're just grabbing people off the streets.
A Ring camera captured the moment ICE agents arrested a Tufts University graduate student. Now, this happened right outside an off-campus apartment.
Legal residents and citizens and sending them to an El Salvadorian prison? Wow. No lawyer, no due process, all their rights taken away? In America? Cool. Think that's against the Constitution, which we can't read now because Trump set that on fire with the Jeffrey Epstein flight logs. You get that just yanking people off the streets illegally and out of their homes and sending them to a foreign shit prison. You hear that? Oh, that's Putin and the ghost of Hitler applauding. Here's the next thing this bloviating, diaper-wearing, bankrupt traitor wants. A military parade on his birthday. That's right. The man that calls soldiers suckers and losers, who honored 4 soldiers who died in Lithuania by golfing with the Saudis. I guess that's a 21 shank salute. The military happy birthday parade for Agent Orange is going to cost American taxpayers $92 million. It will cost another $20 million in road damage, and some of the bridges in D.C. aren't able to support the military equipment. They can support it less than Trump supported Tiffany. So to all you brave soldiers who actually joined up and are serving your country, who put their ass on the line, who know that this man would send you to die and not miss a tea time, if you have to march in this ego-fueled, meaningless parade for this mentally ill 34-time convicted felon, you're going to have to honor his 5 deferments for bone spurs. So when you march in this parade on his birthday, I want you guys to limp. Keep screaming sanity, people. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. It's fucking insane, man. Like, the guy who hates the military wants a military parade. Look at my big tank, because I got a little weenie, so I'm going to have to run this tank fast. Yeah, that's right, people. Holy shit, man. Hold on, I got to change my diaper before the parade gets to the fucking Marine band. God damn it. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. What are you doing with me? As always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the lovely Highlander.
There can be only one.
And Poochie's right here, just checking it out. Poochie's back from the road. Ray had to go help her father. Her father had a reaction to medication.
Oh.
Like a bad, like this is crazy.
I want to tell people this because I want people to not take this medication.
And now here's a PSA from Rachel Bradley.
Hi guys. Do you take antibiotics? or antibiotics, as Chaplain calls them. So my dad got
Has
staph
measles.
infection.
Oh.
No. He's not a child in Texas. So he recognized it because he had a really bad one a year ago and almost lost his leg. Right. Got a scratch, got infected, went right to the doctor. They gave him antibiotics. They gave him Bactrim, and that's the brand name of sulfamethoxazole. So it's these big horse pills. You take them twice a day. Double strength antibiotics.
Like super crazy antibiotics.
Yeah. And actually, I do remember them giving them to Mom when she went septic. So anyway, my dad's wife calls me. It's like 10:30 their time. They sometimes go to bed at 7:30. So I know something's wrong. And I call her back and she tells me, I'll just sum it all up together, that my father at varying times, he came in from outside working all day in the sun. He said, I'm cold. I don't feel well. He started shaking.
So he's out all day in the sun, probably has a sunburn, but he's on these hardcore antibiotics. So he's always outside working. The man's 80 and he runs a farm.
He's 82.
82 and runs a farm.
And so a hard worker. And so anyway, he takes a shower, he gets out of the shower, he gets in bed, and all hell breaks loose. He ended up falling out of bed on the hardwood floor 3 times.
Oh, no.
He got up, said he had to pee, peed on the bed, laid back down, got up, said he had to pee, peed in the corner of his room.
He's not a drinker now.
Oh, God, no.
Okay.
And my dad's a Marine.
If this was me,
this was exactly.
You'd be like, there would be
Tuesday,
there's no story. There's no story. Not like that anymore, but right, yeah.
So my dad is a Marine who's very clean and very ordered, and, peeing in the room is not a thing.
Yeah.
He's
out of his mind.
He's going to court-martial himself.
He then gets extremely combative. He's very agitated. He can't stop fidgeting and moving and pulling things and rearranging. And he tells, she says, what's my name? And he says, Jeremiah, to my stepmother.
Shit. He's living in Tombstone at this point.
And then he's slurring his words. So I tell her, I'm going to call 911, or she's going to call 911. And she goes, but he wants to sleep. And I was like, he could die. It sounds like he's had a stroke.
By the way, he's
slurring.
But this is so far out of the realm. The manic, everything about it is so far out of the realm. Call the doctor.
I know, but like how when older people, like Aunt Kathy and Uncle Dennis, like they live together and they're very isolated, kind of.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's sort of the head of the household, the decision maker, he tells her, no, I want to sleep, Jeremiah.
Yeah.
So
until sunrise.
Your Uncle Barry. What?
What are you saying? I'll see you at the saloon.
Yeah. So she's like, okay, he wants to sleep. So I guess he got up again, and at this point it's 1:30 in the morning, and then she calls 911. 6 paramedics show up. They have a thing in Georgia where they send 2, a truck and an ambulance, 6 guys, and my dad tries to fight. Oh, got naked.
No, wait. Yeah, wait. This is before the paramedics showed up.
Yeah. Got naked. She tried to dress him for them to get there, and he was combative with her. And so she said, Ken, they showed up naked and you were naked. She told him this in the hospital. Paramedics saw you naked. And my dad's eyebrows just shot up.
Oh, he didn't know.
He has no idea.
Wait,
He has no memory.
He
has no memory.
It's not over because she showed up naked and
started fighting the paramedics.
By the way, this is the best.
Please.
This is the best high
Body
school
cam.
or college
Where's
story.
the body cam
Yeah,
video
we need
of
the
that?
body cam video. Come on,
So yeah,
Jeremiah! I'm gonna call Ebenezer. Let's do this.
And my dad is 82 and he's shrunk and he's on immunotherapy and has Parkinson's. He's on all kinds of medications. So he's now very little and skinny and bony. And he was, so.
She'll stick 3 of them to get him to stop.
3
Yeah, 'cause
men.
he's got super strength at this
He's
point.
a Marine, man.
Get
He
a
used to get that
shirt
Marine
and
strength.
pants on him. Can't get socks on him. He's kicking him. They get him on the stretcher. And he's 3 guys to lift him up. Then I'm on the phone with her. It's 2 a.m. there. The guy comes back to the door because she said, Rachel, they're not leaving with him. The guy comes back and he goes, ma'am, I just wanted to ask you a couple more questions about what he's on. And
because he's a PCP, obviously.
And he goes, because we tried to get an IV in him and he punched one of us. And so we have now restrained him. And he goes, we just had to dose him with Versed. He's knocked out now. So he goes, we're going emergency, lights and sirens. Something's wrong. And I'm like, yeah, you think?
Yeah.
So they get him to the ER and they realize how combative he is. So they immediately tape those big white puffy oven mitt things.
They gave him boxing gloves at this point.
Yeah.
Which he was like,
Cartoon kitty
he
ones.
was like, okay, all right then. So doctor comes in, he meets the doctor for the first time. Doctor says, hello, Mr. Bradley. And my dad punches him with the oven mitt. Just,
Why's he punching everybody?
well, my niece said something interesting and she said it more eloquently than I will do it justice. But basically, like when people have severe trauma, when they have an experience like this later in life, they will often revert back to that original trauma.
So you remember her dad was in
So
Vietnam.
he
vet.
said, he's in
I
Vietnam.
go, he's in Vietnam.
He's-
They're restraining him. They're holding him down. He's in Vietnam.
And I think that was ultimately what made him so agitated was that they ended up admitting him to ICU. And when I got there, he had leg restraints and arm restraints to the bed and the oven mitts. And
she's like, hi, Dad.
So he's having flashbacks.
By the way, now she knows how it was when I visited my mom.
You're right. Exactly. Without the electrodes.
on Tuesday. Yeah.
Just on a normal day. I
got there
she stayed 4 days,
at
5 days.
night, and he was all alone. And he knew my name, but wasn't able to talk or whatever. Every time they'd lift sedation, he would fight again. So they lifted sedation the morning when I was about to come, and he ripped his IV out and got up, like ready to go with the nurses. So they kept sedating him again. And so I get there and they tell me they think it's a reaction to this antibiotic. And I say, well, is he having fluids or food? No, we can't give him anything. He might choke. It's all like liability shit.
So they're letting him basically dehydrate, which is making it worse. And none of this is flushing out of his system.
Yeah,
so
no food.
whatever the reaction is it's not slowing
But
because
isn't the IV giving him fluids to keep him?
He's getting fluids in his IV, but he's not drinking anything he's not eating. And I find out that would be the fourth day. He
and all he wants
hadn't
is
eaten.
rice.
So I said, bring
No
me
more
ice
rice.
cream. No, we can't.
no more rice.
We can't give him anything. He might aspirate. I said, bring me ice cream. My dad fucking loves ice cream. So
This was a brilliant move. When she told me this on the phone, I was like, that's a brilliant move.
I feed it to him, and between every bite, he passes out again. He goes like kind of back comatose. So like a baby, I'd tap his lips with it. And a couple times I'd turn around and he was like this. So he ate it.
Bird.
He brought another one. He ate two. So the next morning they did a barium swallow test, and then I fed him breakfast. Lunch came at the same time. He ate lunch. And from that point on, it kind of he started to turn. They brought him water.
Nurse Rachel, and then he slowly over days got better. Now he's getting the rehab.
He's
but
in
I can't
a
because
inpatient rehab.
Be very careful to read your medication because this is what Ray said. This is a really rare reaction to this thing, but also being out in the sun constantly,
says
it reacts.
excessive heat or sun exposure
don't do
can
that.
cause delirium.
What's it called again?
Bactrim or
Sound like a-
sulfamethoxazole.
And you know what's really weird is that as bad as this reaction was, as insane as her father acted, it's still not as bad as the current president of the United States.
That's true.
I think we are in a place right now where this last week has been so fucking out of control. Stock market, 7,000 points down. It went up today. I think what they're doing is, do you remember when the 08 happened and the markets dropped and then Obama came in after just because it died on Bush. Obama just started pumping money into the and I think that's what's happening. I think because it dropped so far and Trump was losing it and people were like, did you see the protests? Can I say something about this? Have you noticed the media is not covering the protests?
Yeah, very quiet.
It's pretty quiet.
Yeah, I didn't
Little
see
bit,
it
a
anywhere,
little bit
but
pictures.
Rachel-
I don't understand what the fuck is going on. We had million people protest this weekend and people
Huge.
didn't cover it.
And it's just like one article. Like they spend a minute on it.
Well, here's the thing. We've lost a bunch of law firms that he's basically said that they can't work for the government anymore or even enter government buildings because they're
in DC. It's all their
with
business.
DC, which is
and they have no clearance anymore.
Right, no clearance anymore. They have to see documents. Anybody who went against him or said, "Hey, man, that's a crime,"
or that defended or represented Kamala, Hillary, or anyone else
Right.
in unrelated cases.
So here's the problem with this, and everybody needs to pay attention to this. Throughout history, when the assholes start to be assholes, if you capitulate to the assholes don't back off.
Yeah.
They become worse
They keep
assholes.
going. They keep going
become
further.
way worse assholes.
It was embarrassing when the other two law firms fought it and won. It was like, oh, you other guys conceded and gave him pro bono legal work. And
also, would you ever hire that law firm
No.
that would
Right.
fold like that? I would never
Come
hire
on.
them. So when we stop, when the networks and MSNBC, I watch CNN. I watch CNN kiss his ass today. One guy got up and he was like, you know what? At least he's doing what he said he was going to do. Fuck off.
Because he said he was going to be a
Hey,
fascist?
that arsonist burned the house
Yeah.
down. But you know what? He told us. We have a letter that said he was going to, on this day, right on time. So if you got to keep screaming sanity, and the louder we get, the more everybody turns toward him, because the dumb people react to the sparkle. The dumb people don't have
Literally, the gold shoes.
Yeah, except no shit.
Fuck.
The dumb people will react to where the noise is coming from, and if we're quiet, which the Democrats have been, except for AOC. Did you know I found something? Alien Oham, not my favorite person. I found there was something they did a background thing on her, what she's made, how much money she's made, how much money she's made during her time in Congress, how much money OAC has made during her time in Congress. Do you know that those are the only two that have taken zero fucking PAC money?
They're the only two.
They're only two that have taken zero, nothing. They have like an A+ rating as like they're actually fighting for us. Yeah. And I was like, and she annoys me sometimes, and I thought, oh. But she's legit. Yeah. That's how I feel like Liz Cheney annoys me. But she's legit.
Yeah. This is super bummer. I just saw this. Yeah.
Oh no.
So we were just talking about this morning about how the Supreme Court halted the judge's order that
Explain this.
So a guy who had legal status in Maryland got mistakenly deported. And so obviously it went to court. Trump administration admitted it was a mistake.
They're like, oops, it was a clerical error.
We should have done that. Right.
You took a guy out of the country as a clerical error? Who's running the office? Monkeys? How many monkeys you got running shit?
He's a legal resident. He's been here since 2011. And so a judge ordered that by midnight last night, he had to be returned. Trump administration says, yeah, it was a mistake, but then they appealed the decision to the Supreme Court.
What the fuck?
Because I bet based on like the child separation and stuff that they don't know where he is specifically. We know he's in the El Salvadorian prison, but they don't have records. He said,
of course, you don't
why
want that guy.
did you say?
You don't want that guy back. Well, because if he comes back, he's going to go, you're not going to believe what they did to me. And he's going to tell him about the plane. He's going to be on every news show. He's going to tell him they fucking beat the shit out of me. They put me on a plane. I'm a legal resident. They put me in a fucking prison. You know, whatever happened in the prison. Then they wouldn't let me out. They shaved my head. Yeah. And the thing is, people, you have to understand this. We are in Nazi times. And then people say, oh, Democrats calling anybody a Nazi. I only call people Nazis when they do Nazi shit. That's the only time I do. When you start grabbing people off the streets with no due process, no seeing an attorney, and then you send them to another country, some of these people aren't from El Salvador. Now they're talking about this and this.
No, most of them.
Most of them, yeah.
And our corrupt as fuck Supreme Court has basically said, yeah, that's legal. Now, this law, I read it, 1798 law, the Aliens Enemies Act, right? You have to declare a war. You have to declare a war. And war on what? Immigrants? War on the border? What are you talking about?
Yeah, a war was what, 100 guys?
He actually came to see, Trump administration, of course, is saying he's MS-13. That's sort of their greatest hits. His attorney said that he fled El Salvador because of gun violence. And he had been threatened by gang members there in an attempt to extort his parents, which was all in his asylum paperwork.
So he literally left to avoid any gang violence. He actually left.
How many dings do you think he has on his record in El Salvador, criminal record?
I'm going to guess 0.
How many do you think he has in the United States?
I'm going to guess 0.
Ding,
Negative
ding,
10.
Ding, 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 ding.
So the guy...
No criminal history.
And people, I'm going to say this. I'm saying it in my new show. By the way, come see me this week. I'm going to be all over the Northeast. I want you to know something. Do some research into it. Look at the CDC, just all the crime stats. Immigrants commit crime at 25% of what legal American residents born here do.
Yes.
25%. And as I say on my show, do you know how I know that? Every time they find a head in the freezer, the dude ain't named Hernandez.
Well, also, we
Hey,
covered
Hernandez
those
is the guy in the freezer.
statistics one day.
True that.
Remember?
What?
We covered those statistics one day.
I just want to keep reminding people.
Yeah.
So when someone starts going, you got to get these bugging rapists and blah, no. So here's the problem.
Go look at the criminal records of most of the people that they're deporting.
Also,
Look at the criminal record of the president. Guess what I know? None of those people they deported had 34 felonies in America. Guess what I also know? None of them have to pay $80 million for a rape case.
how are they running roughshod on everything? But first of all, we should point out that Biden deported double what Trump originally deported.
Yes.
Yet,
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why, remember when the raids started with Trump? They couldn't find a lot of people. They'd go, we're going to get thousands. And they get like 8.
yeah.
And so because Biden had cleared the border in December was less than half it was when Biden took over.
Yep.
If you look at what the shit show Biden was handed from this asshole and what happened by the end of it, you're like, wow, what the fuck are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
But the Democrats were so shitty at getting that across. God, were the Democrats horrible at getting the facts out.
It's almost like they're caught between like they how do they message that to the right people who
We've
need to hear
got
it?
to honor the norms.
But then they don't want to promote that because then they look like they're being the deporter in chief again.
So Bannon, what you said about there's so much coming at us because Bannon said you have to flood the zone. And if you look at what they did, they fucking did that from day one. Shit just started going. Musk is taking crews of like booger eaters into fucking buildings to get like fire people. The Supreme Court also backed up that they went in and illegally fired people. And the Supreme Court, the corrupt as shit Supreme Court said, well, you can do that. They're going to put it on hold now. Also, so this guy, they don't have to bring this guy back.
It's been stayed now,
there's
but
it's
pending.
There's a legal resident, a legal human being with zero criminal record.
Who did all the work that he needed to do to be legal.
Everything they say, just
No
come here
criminal
legally.
record.
Just come here legally. How many people say, hey man, I don't give a shit about him. Just come here legally. He did.
We can send a fucking SEAL Team 6 in to get some person.
One dude in
guy
Pakistan and one,
with a drone, but we can't get this guy that we put there.
The non-criminal
Shut the
guy
fuck up.
who was working down at the Walmart, and so these are criminals. These are not. This is Nazi shit. They're disappearing
So they're
people
now-
off the streets.
Yes. They're the college student here getting her PhD she wasn't a Fulbright scholar.
A Fulbright scholar. That just makes Trump mad, though. You know shit? Get out.
So
that reading.
they are now they're revoking Biden's orders where he was trying to encourage people to not cross the border illegally. He was trying to encourage them to come legally. If you are here seeking asylum, here's the channels to do this. They announced today that they are revoking all of those people's status. All of them. So everyone that went through the constitutionally required steps to get asylum, they are now all eligible for deportation as of today.
So here's what I don't get. We live in a nation of immigrants. It was designed by immigrants. The country was started by immigrants. If you're this color, motherfucker, you came from immigrants. I can track Trump. His mother was an immigrant. Trump's mom, not his grandma, not his great grandma. His mother was a first generation. She came here. She wasn't legal. She was an American.
That's a bad example of bringing the best to the country. However, by and large, because of our policy, we've become, the greatest because the best of the best end up coming here because of our education system.
The Fulbright scholar doctors, they're getting rid of people. They're getting rid of people. They're killing like research for kids for cancer.
Break down what you said today. So this Fulbright scholar, which if you don't know what that is, it's an elite small percentage. And she had written a paper.
Oh, that's right.
In support
of
innocent
She
Palestinians.
had written a paper that got put up, I guess, last year that basically stood with "Don't kill Palestinians." The IDF, by the way, just killed 3 little kids that were picking almonds or on the side of the road.
Almonds.
Like
they
for
said,
Ramadan.
They said they were throwing rocks. They said these little kids were throwing rocks, so basically endangering the public. I'm sorry, they were little kids. One of the kids was like 9, 10. He was like a kid. And they shot 3 of them. So here's the thing. We can say our allies are our allies, but eventually what ends up happening is, so anyway, she wrote this paper. It was against, basically it doesn't follow. And so someone,
It was a paper.
it was a paper for
peaceful-
college.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
But
for
she
college.
got put on a, because
But
of that,
that's
she got
what
Yes.
they're
put on a
using.
list by
Right.
Netanyahu.
Marco Rubio said that people coming here, it doesn't give them the right to support terrorism or something like that. And
What do
they took this girl in a headscarf. They took her
The
in
videos.
plain clothes.
The video's crazy.
A guy is saying, how do I know you're not kidnapping her? You're not in a uniform.
Yeah.
They just took her off the street, put her in a van. And what you said today about free speech is, so you were talking about us.
Oh yeah. But if they're going to do this to everybody, as much shit as we've been talking, and we've been talking we get 4 years prior, and then we've got during when he was running, and now we've got now. Like if they just come in and go, you're anti the American government, you're a terrorist, Titus, you can't do it.
He's even
we
said
could all
that.
go.
He said what broadcast
Rachel Maddow
channels
said he's going after MSNBC.
violate whatever. They're illegal.
ABC.
So and here's the fucked up part. Someone said, I don't remember us Republicans protesting Biden. I'm like, you fucking tried to kill the vice president. You guys tried to burn the Capitol down. The fuck are you talking about?
No, they didn't. It was a
You
peaceful protest. There were a couple of rowdy fellers.
I
This is
watched it.
tourism.
I watched it. Yeah, the museum. Grab your museum buddy and a rifle. What? So what bothers me the most about this is you guys, these fakeriots, these fake ass cosplay Americans that sit there and go, free speech, my rights, cancel culture. You guys want to ban books constantly. You love banning books. You want to force the religion in school against freedom of speech. What if? So you're going to force? So you want the Christian religion? You don't. But
It's freedom of religion.
But what if these peoples are Muslim? What if they're Jewish?
Yeah.
Do they get to have religion class too? No, you want to have a Christian religion? We're a white nation. No, you're white and you're stupid. That's your fucking problem. So we have a group of uneducated dipshits who have no concept of where this country came from, what it was designed to be, and who fucking started it. And they have the balls to say that you're going to deport. Okay, well, it was funny, and I say this in my show too. It's always funny that people bitch about immigrants while they're eating strawberries. Hey, dude. So what happens is now we have food rotting that's going to be rotting this year because there's no one to pick it. People that are still here aren't going to. The construction has kind of ground to a halt, which is good anyway because he fucked the stock market up so bad no one wants to invest in housing anymore.
My retirement account is half. In 2 weeks, it's half.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Well,
Yeah, half.
it seems like
I almost cried.
we're going to be working the fields.
So
So
and
she's with her
Right.
dad. She's on the phone with her, and I'm on the phone with her, and she's at her dad's. And I think something horrible happens in the hospital. And she goes, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God!" And I'm like, "Oh shit, whoa, 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 whoa!" And she goes, "My retirement's half."
It's gone. Just gone.
Fuck.
But eggs are cheaper, right?
Nope.
Oh, wait. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Oh, right.
Oh, what else is cheaper? Nothing. Tariffs are gonna. They actually, someone already said there was a. Someone wrote on. I was on Threads, and someone wrote, "Oh wow, my business. I just got hit with a 5,000. She gets a small business, like a 5. So whatever the business, where they have small parts they have to order from another country, like high tech parts. They actually had to pay a $5,000 tariff on it. She can't get them out to build her product because she doesn't have the $5,000 tariff. People.
They estimated that every household at base level income, that starting there, those households would pay an average of $3,500 more per year. And you're talking about people that are at that income level that are living paycheck to paycheck.
Some of the people in our family that are paycheck to paycheck, Cars are going to go
20,000 to 25,000 for an SUV or a truck.
Can we talk about that for a second? How stupid Trump is about this? People in Europe, cars in Europe, first of all, they don't have the roads or the parking structures or the gas prices. So they can't even fit a fucking truck down the street.
You cannot drive an Escalade in fucking Italy.
And when was the last time we made a good car? Titus, please help us.
Yeah.
When was the last?
American cars have gotten a lot better.
68
Although
Firebird, that's
I
my
will
vote.
say that my Dodge Ram is sitting in my brand new Dodge Ram pickup is dead.
Half Chinese parts.
It died. So, and that's not talking about the Chinese. So Trump said, so here's where Trump is not just a bully. And most bullies are stupid. He's an ignorant bully. So he keeps saying that all these people want to negotiate with us now. Well, negotiations take about 2 years.
Yeah.
So now prices are going up for 2 years at least.
And are supposed to involve Congress, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Before we even get
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Oh, and by
turns
the way,
out, yes.
by the way, the entire group of pussies in the Republican Party, every single one of them, are doing absolutely zero to stop this. You guys have given up. We got a corrupt Supreme Court. By the way, this is a play. If you look at the first term, I mean, he stacked the court. McConnell, who's now anti him, helped stack it.
Yeah.
So now we're fucked, and it's McConnell's fault. I don't care what McConnell says now. It's McConnell's fault. It's every fucking Republican that continues to go, oh, well, yeah, well, I guess we're doing okay. And they go, what Jeanine Pirro said, or Jeannie Pirro on Fox said, I don't care about my retirement. Really? Like, you were bitching about eggs.
Yep.
Eggs
Every
were 50
day.
cents higher, and you were bitching about eggs.
It seems like, are they all in on it? Are they all in on
So,
making us all serfs? And they are just the...
No, they're just dumb.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
can I
there's
give you
gotta
a
be
quick
something.
example?
There's got to be something, though.
I'll give you a quick example.
Okay.
So I was in red country with red people this whole week. And one of my dad's best friends from high school, they've been buddies forever. It's hilarious to watch them together.
Since they
Even
were
when my
kids,
dad's
right?
delirious, they room together at UGA. And there are things I don't want to hear that I heard.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
In
there's a
Vietnam,
Betty
honestly.
Ann. I'm gonna wake your dad up by telling him I'm going to get Betty Ann to come to the hospital. My dad was like, Betty Ann was a majorette. So
She could spin.
his wife.
I saw her
twirl.
ankles.
She could twirl.
His wife says, and they're very sweet people and I love them, but this is an example of the news vacuum. Do you support Trump? And I go, no, ma'am, I don't. Not at all. And she goes, well, what does your sister say about that? And I said, well, we love each other, so we don't talk about it. And I was kind of letting her know we're not going to talk about it. And they brought up, Bob goes to my dad, who's now lucid. He's in the inpatient rehab. He goes, Ken, what do you think about that plane crash with the helicopter, the military helicopter in DC? So my dad gives his opinion, which was factual and from a pilot's perspective. Yeah. And what Bob goes, well, I don't know, but they say, and as soon as they say, that Nancy Pelosi, it was because of her, because she wanted to take a helicopter back to San Francisco and not have to fly in a regular plane like everyone else. That's what they say, but I don't know. You never know, right?
You can't fly a helicopter from DC to San Francisco. That's fucking insane.
Actually, sir, Nancy Pelosi, although blamed for everything, had nothing to do with that. And I said, Dad, why was that helicopter there? And my dad said they were on a training exercise.
Right, with the radios.
That had nothing to do with politicians, right, Dad? He said, that's right. But they had night vision goggles on. My dad finds it all very suspect. He doesn't know why they're flying with night vision goggles, why they didn't see the plane, whatever. But he doesn't think it has anything to do with Nancy Pelosi. But I really saw they say that Nancy Pelosi. Well, but I don't know. They say a lot.
What if she was in it? She's going to make it crash.
Here's the problem.
Is she flying it? Maybe she's flying it.
You know what you don't have. So here's what you have at the top. The billionaires and the elites on the Republican Party. They know, and this goes back to Reagan. Reagan had an advisor that told him that basically the educated proletariat will make life hard on you. Mm-hmm. So now they've been killing education since Reagan. Now we have a group of fucking stupid people who aren't critical thinkers, who will take whatever you say and go with it. Mm-hmm. So they know they don't know. Mm-hmm. So what they do instead is they start to come up with, they say, I have some inside information because I'm whip smart.
Or they see it on one of those like True Social or
Facebook.
The one
Gab.
Gab. That's the one I was trying to think
of. So we have people that do not spend time researching, that do not spend time looking at the facts. Some guy still. I was on Threads again, which I love. Follow me on Threads. It's at Titus Nation. Follow me on Blue Sky too. And the guy's posted. He goes, it's video of 9/11, and he goes, slow it down. He goes, anything looks suspicious. That's all it says. Slowing this down.
I'm so sick of those.
Anything looks suspicious, and you watch it, and you go,
Nancy Pelosi is flying that plane.
If you look in the window, you
see her waving with the middle finger.
And it was a helicopter.
You know what they do it all the time with too? Is like Taylor Swift or Beyonce slow it down, and they're saying that they have penises. Watch Taylor Swift adjust her junk to the right.
They also do that with eyes.
She's adjusting her Spanx. I'm a woman and I know that move.
And again, what the fuck does this
Yes.
have to do with
Yeah.
the country?
Yeah.
What the fuck does
Distract
9/11?
them. Yeah.
It was 15 years ago. Sorry, I take that back. It was 25 years ago. What the fuck
Yep.
does it have to do with the country? What the fuck? How can you be pissed about eggs? Call Biden he's got Alzheimer's and old, and then you have he's going to be 79. You have this crazy fucker. He basically destroyed your retirement, and you're like, well, I don't care, man. It's going to work out. I had a relative of mine go, well, they say in the long term it'll work
They
out.
say.
It was fine. We were fine. He could have just fucking golfed.
Yeah.
He could have just showed up, fucking golfed, and he could go, look at how good the economy's doing.
Yep.
But we have family members that we know for a fact, because we talked about it, although they said it was from Trump before, that their stock accounts were killing it at the end of Biden. Killing it. Highest in history.
Yeah, highest in history.
And now, not a peep. Not a word, nothing.
You know what they do? They say at the end, they go, that's because everyone knew that Trump was coming back in office.
Oh
That's
God,
why it
I
got
did
so good.
hear
Jesus
that
Christ.
too. It was record the year before and the year
Except
before.
a year ago, it was 43,000 and ended up
That's
at
because Trump is really the president.
It ended up as 45 because Trump is really the president. But do you see how fucking crazy?
If
But
you're
don't know-
tossing and turning and you're edgy like my dad was, this
Or like
episode
this
brought
podcast
to
is.
you by CB Distillery. This is the one I wanted to do first because we need it. I love
That's what I
CB
need.
Distillery
Yeah, I need it
sleep
now.
gummies. They have new sleep gummies. I think I told you guys I expected them to be fruity because I thought they were just CBD, and I ate one and I was like, oh shit,
She acted
that's
kind of
got real
fruity.
THC.
Yep.
And he tried one. He goes, yeah, these have the THC, so it's a combination of both. I had the best sleep that night I've ever had. I wasn't high, just like got
Saw
relaxed.
no dragons.
Saw no dragons, just went to sleep and woke up feeling like normal, like actually very rested, so that's not normal.
Can
Over
I give it-
90% of people that have used it have said that they sleep better with it. My other favorite thing, so they have targeted formulations for whatever your thing is, or they have combos if you've got them all, like me. Sleep, stress, mood and focus, pain from exercise, things like that. But now they even have CBD for your puppies, for your pets.
Oh,
Do they have it for your neighbor's children?
Yes.
Perfect.
that would be great.
Oh, man.
High quality ingredients, clean ingredients. They don't put fillers in it. They just do premium CBD. I'm telling
They
you.
are quite effective. I like them.
If you are having trouble sleeping or you have stress, you have other health stuff. My mom used this when she was sick. It's a game changer. And I think, especially after talking about what happened to my dad with a medication, that this is something that if you are struggling with something, I would recommend that you try first. And I would bet you that it's better for your body and that it's more effective.
All I will say is this: Willie Nelson.
Exactly.
I heard a long interview with Willie Nelson, and he said, I stopped drinking. I was angry when I drank. And then he goes, I started doing marijuana. He's 98. He's like,
He's getting Social Security.
Yeah.
He's 150.
He knew John Adams.
He's
That's
90.
his first
He's
guitar.
91. He was born the year Grandma was born.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh yeah, he's still touring. He's fine.
And clear.
Yes, he's very clear.
very clear.
For a limited time, you can get 25% off your entire purchase. Go to CB Distillery and use promo code Titus. That's cbdistillery.com, and then put in promo code Titus. cbdistillery.com.
So here's the thing about Trump. I was about to get into what a baby Trump is. So he posed all these tariff things about us. And again, I'll say it again. He put tariffs on an island that just has penguins on it.
Is that what was happening when I was in the hospital? I couldn't watch the news all week, and I would just see a bunch of posts about penguins.
Yeah, he tariffed an island that basically 34% tariff on an island that only has penguins.
He also tariffed a place that only has one of our military bases. That's it.
So what?
So is ChatGPT just spitting out these numbers and no one's checking it? It just goes straight to his fucking
give me every country, and then
and immediately print it on a board and show it to the public.
So then, it just shows. And Christy Nome, I watched Christy Nome today. Like she cosplays as an ICE agent. She's all dressed in camo and shit. And I'm just like, what are you for? I'm a soldier. I'm a very, very good soldier. Shut the fuck. So I'm so tired that we don't have, say what you will. Buttigieg, professional. Kamala Harris, professional. Go down the list of Biden's cabinet. Professional, fucking professional. These clowns. Stephen Miller. Dracula thinks he's an asshole.
And we've just moved on from fucking Signalgate. These clusterfuck idiots that shared war plans.
Yeah.
And what's Moving on.
They
No
were
big deal.
war plans. They were battle plans.
Oh, they were
They
attack.
actually.
No, it was attack
What do you do in a
plans.
war?
It wasn't
Do you
war
battle?
plans. It wasn't battle plans. It was
We
attack
didn't
plans.
share. We connected.
So
And we
here's-
did what Biden wouldn't do.
So
Yeah.
here's what happened.
Nancy Pelosi.
Here's what's happened is that so he puts 34% tariffs on China. He thinks he's being a badass. What he doesn't realize, and he's too stupid to realize it, is the entire planet thinks he's a clown. And they think he's insane. So what's happened with Xi said, we're gonna retaliate, except we're putting a 50% tariff on chips. Well, we'll raise the tariffs even more. And it's like, and so they go, so they said today, Xi's going to come in and negotiate. And Xi said, no, I'm not.
And it's at 104. So first, before that even happened, China only had like 3 to 7%,
3 to 7%
3% tariffs.
Yep.
And then Chat GP fucking what Trump put said it was 34 or so, I'm sorry, said it was 67%
It's
or
not.
something.
It's
and
not.
then decided to raise it to 34. Whatever the fuck calculation
So he didn't even have the balls to go up to the fake tariff number that he actually put up on the board.
And then they countered with another 34 from the fake 34. And then now it's at 104.
So the rest of the world thinks he's a fucking clown.
Yes.
And I mean, every country.
Oh no! Look at those people's posts. Yeah, we finally got the world's respect back.
Canada and England have both said basically, America, we have to accept that Australia too. America's not part of the world order anymore, and that we cannot trust America. Do you
We've
realize
been betrayed by them.
Betrayed?
We cannot share
75 days
any intelligence with them.
No, because
we cannot trade. We
because
are
you're
now
going to read
seeking.
you're going to read it on fucking Twitter. That's why.
I told my dad when he wasn't able to fight back a lot, when he was in the hospital bed.
When you weren't going to
I
get
was
punched.
like, let me tell you something. When he was restrained, I said, you know how all you guys, he's going to go fight China. China's the demon, and he's hard on China. So Australian Prime Minister and Canadian Prime Minister made speeches this week, which I sat next to him and watched. And they said that they couldn't trust us. It was a betrayal, that they were not going to share intelligence. And then they said, and we are no longer waiting around or dealing with them as trade partners after this betrayal.
Right.
We're seeking other trade partners. Who makes the most shit cheaply?
China.
So that's who they're
India.
now going to.
So we're strengthening China
Yes.
further. You
Yes.
fucking
Yes.
And
Yes.
by the way, that's how it works. Everything he does fucking works. So and possibly he wants to bring we're going to bring manufacturing jobs back to the United States.
Okay.
Well, so the CHIPS Act, which Biden passed, does that. It brings so someone pointed something out. In America, we make really high tech shit. We build, rockets, we build, airplanes, we make high tech shit, precision shit. So people that make socks and Nikes and shitty t-shirts, that's China. Except China is now kicking Elon's ass on the electric cars. But so China has now decided that we're not going to just do that. We're going to take over high-tech manufacturing. So Trump, what jobs is he bringing back? We're going to open up a new Nike factory and a sweatshop. So that's why in Florida, they just made it legal for 13-year-olds to work in factories.
very sweaty.
Do you
And,
realize-
snagglepusses, Huckleberry snagglepusses.
Yeah, Alabama,
Arkansas.
yeah.
Arkansas.
Yeah, so we now are turning ourselves into a third world country. So let me ask you, maggots, you're going to go work in a factory and make socks? You're going to go sew Nikes? Is that what you're going to do? Because and we're going to kill the CHIPS Act because Trump doesn't like it. Because anything that someone else did, he can't. He's such a dumb motherfucker. You could just write it. You could just write it. You go, yep, the CHIPS Act.
I
boom,
did that,
write
yeah.
it. Yep,
Signed
I did
it.
that.
Yep.
Yep, signed.
But
Well, he
also,
signed it, but I implemented
How
it.
long do you think it's going to take companies, if they are willing, to build
5 years.
Right.
To build any factory, Rivian, I own a Rivian. Rivian's an all-American company. They make a lot of American shit. They do import some stuff. Rivian's building a huge factory, and I think it's in Ohio or Georgia. I think it's Georgia, and it's all American. Musk built the Teslas are built in Fremont, and then in China too. But the little cars that everyone's buying are coming from China. So even Elon Musk is like, hey man, please don't. Don't. Tariffs are a bad idea. He looks rattled, by the way. Musk is
Yeah,
for a
he's
guy
lost
who hates
how many billions?
for a guy who hates empathy. Empathy is the downfall of Western. He was really whining on Fox News. People just hate Tesla now, and they're attacking Tesla, and all we're trying to do is help. I don't have any empathy for you.
He
Fuck.
ruined
It's the-
Twitter too and tanked that value.
Then he bought-
You're going to need to be in fighting shape for Armageddon, which
I love
is
this.
coming. And actually, I don't know if I told you guys this, but there's an AI predictor software program that Elon helped fund, but he's not involved with. And it estimated that as of 2 weeks ago, I wonder if it's gone up now, that the probability of civil war in the United States within the next 2 years is 60%. So you're going to need to be in fighting shape. This episode brought to you by
What a way to lead
Fitbod.
into an ad.
Fitbod. Amazing. Number one reason I think is because it customizes the workout for you so that you have variety, because nobody wants to do the same crap over and over again in a workout. You get bored. You hate it. You know what's coming.
It's the only reason I've stuck with it for almost 2.5 years now.
You don't have plateaus, right? It helps you level up.
Right.
So tell us.
So I am on.
What is it?
I'm in more of a. Fitbod is an app that goes on your phone. Basically, you put all your information in, your height, your weight, everything, where you think your workout level is, and it starts to track you. It gives you You can work out for 15 minutes all the way to an hour and 15 minutes.
Can you choose length? Is that how
you can choose? You can choose length of and you can choose and you. It's so easy to use. God, you pick your body parts you want to work that day. Like I did chest and arms and abs yesterday. And it's so funny because I think that's my easy day, right? It's not my easy day because Fitbod's like, no.
Oh, we know what you did last week.
Yeah, exactly. And we know how much you lifted last week, so we're gonna bump it. And I was fasting yesterday, and I was like, okay, and I was great. But then it added. I looked at it. It gave me decline push-ups. And I was like, oh no, it gave me 34. I had to do 4 sets of 34.
Oh wow.
Wow.
And I did it. So it was right. That's the thing is like, I looked at it like, no. And then I was like, oh, I did it. Thank you, Fitbod. Fitbod's like, I got you. So guys, this app, it costs less than one training session will cost. I used it yesterday. I used it, the day before that. I use it all the time. I do 4 to 5 workouts a week.
Working out on the road
it has
easier.
transformed me.
Yeah. Yes. Transformed his entire view and approach to fitness and working out. He's been doing it 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Like not once a month, but
every other day, every day. Yeah.
Yeah, like 3, 4, 5 times a week.
Yep.
He'll come home and he'll do it at 11 at night.
Because I got to make midnight because I
'Cause
have to get my
Fitbod,
day
yeah.
in. I got to get my day in.
So it makes him accountable to himself, which is really cool. So you're not just in a vacuum. You don't have to have equipment. You can put in that you have no equipment but your body, and it's still going to kick your butt. Level up your workout. Join Fitbod today to get your personalized workout plan. Get 25% off your subscription, or you can just try the app for free and see what you think for 7 days at fitbod.me/Titus. That's fitbod.me/Titus.
See, it gives you pictures and videos of everything. Guys, it is so easy to use, and it keeps me on a track that I've never been on. I don't have to get up and go to the gym. The bodyweight workouts alone will kill you. I ask her, I complain more about the bodyweight workouts than anything. I'm like, how many I've got to do what?
Yeah, you were doing burpees in the hotel in Fargo,
air squats,
I think.
60 air squats or whatever.
Yeah. So the reason I brought up at the very beginning of the podcast, and I said, oh no, and then I told about Supreme Court interceding on the Maryland man's case.
Right.
What just came in was that they have now granted Trump administration. Oh my God. They have now granted the Trump administration emergency relief on those federal worker filings that the judge in California, well, 2 judges, California and I want to say Maryland, right? Ordered that those federal workers had to be rehired. Supreme Court has now sided with him again. 5-4 ruling. And I do just want to say that although some people may call her a butt plug, she has now consistently been
Did she
kind
say
of
no
a
on this one?
badass. But yes, because she's getting on both. Because she's getting death threats, and her mother was getting death threats and swatted, and she is citing the law when she
You know what's
does these
funny
rulings.
is that that's faith. That's her being a person of faith going, no, I'm going to do the right thing, which is interesting because I'll bet you he's pissed about that. He's got to be furious about it.
He made a comment about her. One of his like shitty mob comments, you know.
Can I also point out that he wants for his birthday, and they're still kind of bitching about for his birthday, he wants a 4-mile-long military parade.
Has any U.S. president had that?
Well, not only
for a
that,
birthday?
Yeah, well, not in America. Kim Jong-un.
He
That's what I
used
mean.
to, do you remember
Putin.
he used to say about Kim Jong-un's parades that he wanted a parade like that?
Yeah.
And the Bastille Day parade?
So he wants a military parade. Now, and as I said in the Armageddon update, and we should kind of analyze this a little bit. So this is a guy who did 5 deferments, would not go into the military. Mm-hmm. He then called soldiers suckers and losers, and basically while the 4 guys that got killed in Lithuania came back, he didn't do anything. He golfed with the Saudis. This guy is such a piece of shit to our military. He's cutting veteran services across the board. He's fired how many thousands of veterans? Yeah.
Oh, me.
Go ahead. Rachel?
I've been in the field. I was in Tennessee all week. I was in a hospital. Okay, where
the hospital
being affected, hospitals,
right,
healthcare with the Medicaid cuts
with a veteran,
82-year-old veteran, who has VA benefits and
for now
lives on Social Security.
Oh
for
no!
Now.
So he finds out he's still not all the way back, but he finds out that he is going to go to this inpatient rehab facility. He does what he always does, and I'm sitting with him just watching. He calls his local VA office, where he usually, he says, gets an answer, hello, right away. That man, who is a dog with a bone, held for 7.5 hours. It was on speaker on the little hospital table and the music playing.
Oh, wow.
And he just kept mumbling about how weird this is and how strange. And I was like, yeah, Dad, I told you that they're closing down the smaller facilities. They fired, 1,300 workers so far. I said, they're coming. Social Security, Medicaid, and VA.
They screwed 80,000 veterans.
He looked stricken about his Social Security. He actually went and checked to see if he got it because it stressed him out. So the woman finally answers, and my dad goes, what's going on? Usually I call and get an answer. She goes, sir, we are severely understaffed and we have all been here since 7:30 this morning. How can I help you?
Yeah.
And I thought my dad looked like, because he needs to call them to get approval to be able to continue with his medical care. Yeah. I just thought, man, I am watching all worlds collide at once.
I'm surprised the first answer wasn't, sir, fuck Donald Trump.
Yeah.
But it kind of was.
It
kind of was. You just didn't say the word. So this is what, and what I don't understand, and we keep talking about it, and I should stop talking about it, is that we look at, he doesn't give a shit about anybody. Mm-hmm. He would throw you under the bus. He's his own people. He's Rudy Giuliani is fucked.
God bless him.
It was his best friend.
Poor Rudy.
Epstein is dead. Let's just go piece by piece about all Manafort has disappeared. Well, all these people that he and these people that keep backing out, like Marco Rubio. Trust me, Marco Rubio is going to get thrown under the bus and deserves it. Deserves it. Now he's throwing all. He said that. He goes, I don't really need you. I just need your vote. I don't really care about you. I need your vote. He said it at a rally to them. Yeah. I love the poorly educated. He's mocking you to your faces, and you fuckers still voted for him. I don't get it.
Look, if they haven't. Look, I'm
sorry, I'm swearing so much. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit. 60% Civil War. I'll swear.
Seeing those crowds in the protests, I think there's it's happening. Like what we were talking about. People got to hit the streets. It's the only way to stop it.
But what's happening? See, here's
when you hit the streets, make sure that you smell good because you're going to be sweaty and nasty because you're going to be out there all day. This episode brought to you by Mando.
Yes.
Not just for prepubescent and pubescent teenage boys, but also for
stinky men.
And they make Lumi for this. Not what in our talking points, but I use Lumi now and I love the way it smells. The mint one is awesome. And I have the lavender. Like that's the same thing with Mando. You can pick scents or go unscented.
What I like about it
but they're good.
is that it's a new formulation of it's not just a new deodorant. They did it differently. This doctor came up with it, but they did it different.
Climate change, getting hotter. And it's spring, so you're definitely going to need to level up your
climate change in my shorts.
It's very stormy grundle.
By the way, the worst porn
name.
star ever. Stormy Grundle. Oh God,
that's a fetish.
So Mando, if you don't know
Had to send in
already,
FEMA.
is an extremely affordable whole body deodorant. Lumi is too. Pits, balls, thigh folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, feet, wherever you want to put it. This doctor, she saw how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated, and so she created this. It's actually clinically proven to block odor all day and then control that odor for up to 72 hours. And you can do solid deodorant stick, which has mandelic acid in it. You can do spray deodorant, which is aluminum free. Different scents. They're all really good, or you can go unscented. I told you guys last time and that they did a test, and 12 hours after a shower, average man's grundle odor level was a 5 out of 10, but people using Mando, the average odor level is a 0 out of 10.
Again, who are these scientists? Like, what apprentice gets this gig? What do you do? I'm a grundle smeller.
I'm a grundle sniffer.
I never thought about that, but how would they know?
And how did they know what a 10 was? Who did they decide?
Oh,
okay, that's
a
a
good point
10.
too.
Hurrah.
Well,
That's a 10.
so there's three groups.
Yeah, why don't we call that a 10? Whoa. Whoa. So anyway, let's just say this. It works.
It's great. Starter pack. That's
by
what
far
he
the
started his
funniest
son with. That starter pack comes with solid deodorant, solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, which I love, 2 free products of your choice. Like you could choose a mini body wash or deodorant wipes. And then you also get free shipping. It's a special offer for you guys that listen. It's new customers will get $5 off a starter pack with the code Titus. That would be about 40%, maybe a little more off your starter pack if you use promo code Titus at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com, and then support us by telling them at the end that we're the ones that told you about it. Smell fresher, stay drier, boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. I wanted to bring this up because you were talking about how dumb the Trump administration is. And we have repeatedly said that the whole GOP, it's such a clown show.
Yep.
Floor action response team, fart.
Everything they do, yeah.
The dildo shop, and he still held the Four Seasons lawn care press conference.
At the Four Seasons.
He got there, realized it wasn't the Four Seasons
And there was
hotel,
a dildo shop.
and he still held the press conference. He farted on a hot mic.
Yeah,
like this
Giuliani,
is GOP. So
person, woman, man, camera, TV. And if you say it again, you get extra, points. For what? For what?
So we saw this on Rachel Maddow, and then the New York Times did a big story about it. But Peter Navarro, who has now served a prison sentence and is now back in the Trump administration. He was a trade advisor in the first administration before, he got criminally charged for his crimes.
He did write a book.
He's written 13 books.
Oh, wow.
Holy crap. And I guess Trump told Jared to go find an expert. So Jared, I guess, searches on Amazon or whatever.
Doesn't read the books, just gets the book titles and goes, this guy's an economic guy.
Because they're all anti-China. He's really mad at China for everything. And in these books, if you read the jacket, he often references the expert that he consulted named Ron Vera.
Ron Vera was his expert.
RONVARA.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he uses him repeatedly throughout these books.
Ron Vera says that the way China is burning us down is blah, 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 blah.
As
Ron
the
Vera.
expert.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Vera is an anagram of Navarro and does not exist. And so they've kind of blown this story open.
He basically referenced himself on his economic policy. And then Trump was like, this guy sounds smart. Can we get this Ron Vera guy? No, we can't find Ron Vera. He's too busy to take over. So, because he's running China. So me though, I know Ron Vera. I'm very close with him. fucking guy.
Hold on, I'm getting him right now. Getting a call from Ron.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm channeling him. Ron Vero says 34% tariffs and make sure penguins pay their share. Like we are so like the clown show. Like that. That's a level. That's a fourth grade level.
Seriously.
Use
Superman.
Yeah. But that's like a kid going. Me, Christopher going. Yeah. I consulted an expert. Topher. He said that this fourth grade report is accurate.
All A pluses.
Yeah. But it's like, so he does an anagram of his own name, and it's so funny because Rachel Maddow is really good, and I watch her, and the reason we watch Rachel Maddow, the reason she has that spot is it's the same reason I watch Jon Stewart. There is a level of bite and acidic snark to it that is always true. And she doesn't do this. She never does this. She picks a fucking side. She never goes, well, there is some government waste. Maybe we should find government waste. There is maybe some. There is no. The Social Security Administration has less than 1%, like a tenth of 1% of fraud. Yeah. And this guy said, there's people with 150 years like getting cash and checks. Do you notice?
Yeah, my dad said
I want
that.
to point out again. Did you
and
go?
then
Really?
those people said that.
I want to point out.
We gotta root out the fraud.
Has anyone come? Okay, if there was fraud, if we had a check, one person cashing 150-year-old Social Security recipients' checks,
we would know their name.
We would know their name. They would be perp walked. They would have the fucking check on television every day. Fact me or fuck off.
So wait.
Fact me or fuck off. I'm so tired of these people and these dumb motherfuckers. You know what they said? They say they. Fuck.
They said it recently after this has already been
just
debunked
this week.
Multiple times.
No, they just said it this week.
What the fuck?
They say.
But here's the thing. The elites in the Republican Party, these rich people. Do you know Marjorie Taylor Greene before in March sold all of her stock and bought bonds? Shit. She sold all of her stock and bought bonds. She's like tripled her money in bonds.
Wow.
So the corruption is we're Russia right now. Yeah. We're literally on the we're not far. People going, oh, it's okay, we're on the ragged edge. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. These pundits on CNN or MSNBC or they, we're not there yet. We still have, we honor the norms of democracy. You guys, we are so lost. We are so lost. The only people that do it is Jon Stewart and Rachel Maddow. They seem to come forward and go, this is what's happening. John Oliver does it. John Oliver's
they have good research.
John Oliver's one of my favorite people in the world to watch.
Speaking of spring, you need to spring clean your body. This episode brought to you by AG1, which I did not have with me in Tennessee. And boy, did I have a rough week of vomiting and not being able to go to the bathroom. It was awesome.
The thumbs up was a nice touch.
Oh, it was awesome. Just like you're decluttering your house for spring, you need to do that with your body. And this guy that created AG1 created it because, I don't know, I'm assuming he couldn't poop. But they just say
he had gut issues.
He had gut issues like so many of Americans do.
Reformulated until those gut issues got handled. And that's what I love about it.
They just put out a new formulation.
There is such a sense of calm about 20 minutes after having AG1. I really like it. When I drink too much coffee in the morning, that goes away. AG1 is one of the, and I don't have to take 50 different vitamins.
Oh, get rid of your whole supplement cabinet. It's all in here. 75 vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfood. So that means if I say that all the time, but if you don't know, it means you're getting wheatgrass, you're getting spinach and broccoli. And so
adaptogens,
prebiotics, probiotics, which cost $1 kajillion for the good ones that have to be refrigerated in Whole Foods. They're in this. So you're getting that stuff to support your gut health. You're getting immune support.
Not your gout health.
Yeah, well, that too.
But
probably.
It will kill gout.
But there's all these respiratory viruses going around. Actually, this hospital in Tennessee had masks at the front door and said, due to the severity of COVID and RSV and other respiratory airborne illnesses, we request that you wear this mask. Meanwhile, my father told a doctor he regretted getting both of the COVID shots that he got because now, we don't know what's in it. And I thought, oh my God.
Yeah, we actually know exactly what's in it.
And the doctor, do you know what the doctor in Tennessee said? Well, actually, sir, we're really glad you got those. And I want to go, doctor. Yeah. Doctor, that guy, so this is a great product for your immune support. Right?
It really is.
It really is. And that's why I was really needing it this week for many reasons. Also, you can, like you said, you're not peeing out yellow because they're actually being absorbed in your body because part of the formulation is optimal absorption. So it's going into your body and acting how your body needs it to act.
You can actually notice it. I notice it when I take it.
I told you guys I use it. I started using it before I work out now. Just because there's no jitter. It's like a sustained energy where you just feel alive a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't know how to describe it. It's pretty amazing though.
You'll notice it, guys.
Yes.
You'll notice it.
When it comes to our health, we wanted something that we could trust. That's why we've chosen them. We've worked with them, I think, a couple years now. We take it every day with science-backed ingredients and real benefits you can feel. AG1 makes it easy to support your overall wellness every day. They're offering new subscribers a free $76 gift. If you sign up, you get the welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, and 5 free travel packs in your first box. Those are awesome. So make sure you go to drinkag1.com/Titus to get that offer. That's drinkag1.com/Titus to start this year on a healthy note.
I'm doing where am I going?
West
this
Nyack.
week? Nyack. I'm doing West Nyack. Then I'm doing
Syracuse.
Albany,
And
Syracuse, and Hartford. Oh, Hartford. That's a fun one. That's always a fun one.
Albany's
That
out,
run,
Syracuse.
that run's a fun run.
That is a fun run.
And Nyack, I haven't been in Nyack in a minute. And I got a new show, guys. Doomed to repeat. It's killing.
Nyack was a while ago.
It's killing. I haven't been Nyack in a long time.
It's been a while.
Guys, this new show is so good. Especially, it's funny. It goes around. It really goes around what's happening and still reference it without me. The dumb people aren't going to, they're going to be like, is he making fun of us?
It was like when
these are not the droids you're looking for.
It was like when you did Arm the Children. And I remember being worried, like when we did Texas and stuff, like, oh God.
Yeah.
And all these people in the audience were like, yeah, arm the children. And they were screaming it with him. And so it's a little subversive.
And then at the end, when I flip it, they were like, hey.
Wait a minute.
I thought you meant the other real way.
Not all of them
List
got
of-
that you
list
flipped
of-
it. Announced sweeping tariffs on every major U.S. trade partner ranging from 10 to 54%. The S&P lost $5 trillion in value in 2 days.
We were fine.
Can we pause on certain products that we don't make? We were talking about this the other day. We don't have the a climate and the soil and the agriculture for coffee.
Avocados are largely grown in Mexico.
Where's the competition?
What are you doing?
A tariff would be like, okay, well, we want people to buy our
Do you
steel.
realize how fucking dumb?
God damn.
How fucking dumb you have to be to just go. By the way, also people go, yeah, but stuff made in America, except all the parts that make those things that we make in America come from other countries. And someone's pointed something out. This really hit me. I see. I have a trade deficit with Chili's. I give them money and they don't give me money. He goes, I have a trade deficit, with
because I benefit from that trade deficit.
Exactly.
I get to eat.
Yeah, I get to eat kind of cheap. Yeah.
We've been taking advantage of other countries.
Yes,
we have the sweatshops.
We have 130. We have a trade surplus with 130 other countries.
Do you guys love your iPhone? Because workers in China, they have nets around the building because they were jumping out of high-rise and skyscrapers to kill themselves.
So in the center of the factory, there was like an area, and they had nets around the factory. Some people were like, they would just do these little screws for hours, and people were like, "Fuck this," and jump.
You think people here are going to do that?
I bet. How long did it take for them to actually put the nets up?
Yeah,
it's probably like decades of like.
It probably took a minute.
The cleanup crew was just like, hey,
yeah.
It wasn't for human.
Well, I was thinking that was like the Grundle crew.
We got a pit or a net. What do you want to do?
Alligators.
So you have to understand, in 2 days, $5 trillion in money.
Your retirement
disappeared, and that is two of the worst days in modern American history. He admitted that the formula for reciprocal tariffs involved looking at the trade deficit with a country and dividing it by the amount of goods we import from that nation. He included the Heard and McDonald Islands, which are uninhabited, on his tariff list. Hands-off rallies happened this week. He was ordered to return the Maryland man. The judge said it was a grievous area, then was given reprieve by the Supreme Court.
Most corrupt Supreme Court in our lifetime. Said
to a reporter that he would love to transfer American citizen inmates to that scary, notorious prison in El Salvador. So that's on deck. Fired the director of the NSA and a bunch of other top security officials after meeting with Laura Loomer, the psycho who said
Who
the
runs
House,
QAnon.
and who said
Yeah,
the White
she was
House
a big
would smell
QAnon
like
person, yeah.
curry if Kamala got elected.
Holy shit.
He was actually blocked by a federal appeals court, but it'll go to the Supreme Court, from firing 2 members of the key federal boards that oversee labor. So he's trying to fire those people. I wonder why.
Here's the problem with all this. There's kind of a growing sentiment around that people are saying, well, we'll just fix it. We'll wait in the midterms. It'll get better. He's fucking a shit up for, this is if he stops. Yeah, we're 80 days in.
Yeah.
What this means is that this is going to take a decade to fix.
At least.
At least a decade.
What he's done now.
And yeah, what he's done up till today.
Yeah.
But also our reputation worldwide. Do you understand that we've already had a reputation for being crazy? Americans are crazy. Basically, what they used to make fun of in Europe about us, the dumb, loud American, we elected one as president. Mm. They will never trust us again.
Mm-mm.
They will
That's
fucking.
kind of what they said.
They will fucking never trust us again.
Also, he's ordered the NIH to do a report on regret after gender transition surgery. He's done a lot. Medicaid, Medicare. He cut the entire staff of a program that helps low-income households pay their utility bills.
What about kids with cancer research? He would do children's cancer research.
He's trying to rehire some of the 10,000 HHS employees who were fired. He dined with Saudi Arabian leaders of the Live golf tour at his Doral.
While 4 soldiers, American soldiers who died in Lithuania were being landed and their families were there crying. He was golfing. Worst piece of shit we've ever had as president.
He then shared a video on True Social where the user argued that Trump was purposefully crashing the stock market. He shared that.
Yes.
Do you know why they're doing that? Because all his rich buddies can now go buy a bunch of assets really cheap.
He gave an interview in which A.G. Pambondi said changing the Constitution so Trump could serve a 3rd term would be a heavy lift for them. All
right, guys, do me a favor. Go see me on the road. I'm doomed to repeat the new special. Also, you want to get the new special Carrion Monsters, which released recently. It is only available on ChristopherTitus.com. Go get it. It's $9. It's an hour and 40 minutes of my best stuff. And just to see the set that Chip Foose designed is crazy and helped me build, by the way. Go see that. Go see Alpha Chick. It's on her site now.
Oh, the album Alpha Chick's been out, but the album is out everywhere, iTunes, everywhere. So go add that to your list.
It's like the Beatles' Lost album. It was like 5 years ago. Also, Carrion Monsters is on iTunes now too. Right? It's on all the platforms. Guys, go to willingbureau.com to get stuff from Mr. Ken Highland and from myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray and the Highlander. Later!
Peace out!
Look at Billy One!
Scream sanity, people. Do not stop. Bullies fucking hate it. Get loud. Bye.